Looks like it's fixed. Can you guys hear me? You guys see me? Okay. Do a little mic check. 1, 2, 3. Go ahead, type yes in the comments if you can hear and see me. Make sure my internet's going all right here. Off and on. Okay. Hopefully it'll work. Not a whole lot I can do to adjust. But thanks for stopping by my live. If you guys have never seen me before, I'm Coin Ring Maker. I make coins into rings. And all October long, I've got a clearance sale going on at coinringmaker.com. 50% off almost everything on the store. And I'm just polishing up the ring I'm going to wear today. This is a Walking Liberty 90% silver $half. I've been wearing a Morgan lately, but I want to switch it up. So there we go. That's looking nice. And if you guys are wondering what all this racket in the background is, I've got my printers 3D printing some stuff here in the background. So I do apologize for all that extra noise. But we're going to go ahead and get started on some rings here. We've got 3 rings I need to make currently. We've got a Georgia quarter. We've got a Mississippi quarter. And we've got a Susan B. Anthony dollar. We're going to be making all 3 of those into rings today. I'm going to start with this Georgia one. If you guys think that sounds pretty cool and you want to watch, go ahead and tap that screen. Currently got 2 likes on this live. Could definitely use a couple more. The first step for making a coin into a ring is to punch a hole in the middle of it. For that, I use this Jason's Works auto centering punch. It's kind of a specialty tool for coin ring makers, but it works really well. It's kind of cone shaped right here, so as we tighten this down, it's going to move that coin, no matter how big it is, right to the center of this punch. I've already got it centered pretty good, but you might be able to see it move just a little bit as it gets tightened down. It's a really great tool. There we go, because you can use a lot of different size coins in this punch. You can also use different size punches. My favorite punch is a 1/2-inch punch. That's what I like to use most of the time, but it does come with a bunch of different sizes. Here's a really big one it comes with. I think this is a 3/4 inch. That's a pretty good size punch. And it's so big you actually have to put it inside because it won't fit through that hole right there. It also comes with a 1/4 inch punch, so it's a pretty decent range. Alright, so we're going to punch a hole in this. Y'all tap the screen and we'll get started. And again, we've got 50% off. You can just tap this link down here, you'll see that, or you can go to the website link in my profile and check out my store. Lots of different types of coins I make into rings, and a bunch of them are 50% off all October, so make sure to check that out. There you go. Here's our cool little center punch. Nice peach on that one. Also says Justice right across the top. I think that's pretty cool. Check our coin out. If anybody has any questions, feel free to put them in the chat. Thank you for sharing the live. It's like Jack shared it. I do appreciate it. And thanks for following. Looks like we got JJ and Jerry followed. As far as the laws around making coins into jewelry, it's totally legal, at least in the United States. There are some laws about altering currency, but they specifically speak on, let me see here, it's called counterfeiting or fraudulently altering the currency. So if I was to take pennies and make them look like dimes and try and spend them, that would be a fraudulent activity, and that's not what I do. I clearly make coins into rings, and that's totally legal. It's very similar legally to penny smashing machines you might find at amusement parks, theme parks, stuff like that. Yeah, there's just one key word in that law, and that key word is fraudulently. A lot of people miss it, or I guess don't understand what that means. But that is the differentiating word right there. As far as scraps, I do keep them, but I haven't melted them down into anything yet. So I can show you kind of my scrap collection. So this is all copper-clad scraps, and I also have some fine silver scraps and some 90% silver scraps. So I keep everything separated, but I haven't made anything out of them yet. Let's see here, where do I get that tool? This is called a deburring tool. It's widely available. You can get them on Amazon. You can get them in hardware stores. They come with different size cutters too. I really like these big wide ones, but sometimes those little ones come in handy. They're really good for cleaning out the inside of punched coins. Oh, no problem. Thanks for watching. Again, if anybody else has any questions, put them in the chat. What I'm doing right now is cleaning up the cut edge. I already did this side a little bit, but it gets a little sharp, a little rough after you punch a hole in it. So this is really good for cleaning that up. So I'm going to go ahead and finish that part. While I do that, I'm going to catch my breath. Y'all go ahead and tap the screen a whole bunch. Let's see if we can get 1,000 likes. Yeah, I think it's mostly used by plumbers, but a lot of people use it for different stuff. It's a deburring tool. It cracks me up every time I type it out, like on my phone or my computer. It thinks it's like, hey, that's a misspelled word. But nah, it's a real word. I'll flip it over and do the other side. And while y'all watch, there's a little gold chain down by the chat. I'm not sure if everybody can see it, but that will pull up some of my products. So if you want to see some of the stuff I make, I think you might be interested in getting yourself a coin ring. That's one way to shop. You can also shop through the website link on my profile. And there's a clearance sale all October. Tons of stuffs, 50% off. It is the best sale I've ever done. And it's the most things I've ever put on sale at the same time. All right. Used to work with them. Nice. Now we got that nice and smoothed out. The next step is to start folding this. So we're going to move over to my 1-ton arbor press. This is my workhorse. Oh, dang, we got 4,000 likes. Y'all are tapping like crazy. I do appreciate it. Thank you very much. This is my 1-ton arbor press. Yeah. Y'all hit that 1K real quick. So let me prop this up here so y'all can see what I'm doing. There we go. As long as you aren't fraudulently altering currency or just like melting it down for the metal content, it's not illegal. This is a doming block. Do you have to sharpen the deburring tool? I just buy new blades. I had a box of them sitting out here somewhere. But you can just get like a box of like 10 or 8 deburring blades. They're pretty cheap. I don't know if I could sharpen it. It's a pretty weird blade. So I just replace them when they start getting dull. 6,500 likes, let's go! Again, if anybody has any questions, feel free to put them in the chat. Sharpen knives is kind of a hobby, dig sharpening. Well, they're also, like, not only do they have, like, a curve in them, right? The blade itself is curved too. So it's much I don't know, it's just a weird blade. I don't know if you could sharpen it. This side's flat, so you might be able to sharpen one side of it, but the other side is curved. Can you see that? It's just a weird blade. So I just get new ones. They're relatively cheap. And man, when you put a new blade on there, it cuts so good. Ooh, it's like butter. It's pretty satisfying, changing your deburring blade. So there's our first fold. I'm gonna go ahead and fold it again. This time in a 17-degree die. Where do you get the blades? You can get them on Amazon. You can also get them at hardware stores. Usually at hardware stores you have to buy a whole, you have to get a handle and the blades. On Amazon you can get packs of just the blades. And there's like, I don't know, there's like variety packs. You can get a bunch of the same blades. As I'm an attorney, it's illegal to deface money in any way. Ooh. Okay, Mr. Attorney, if you'd like to visit coinringmaker.com, there's a button right at the top of the page that says, "Is making jewelry out of coins illegal?" It was actually written by a lawyer, and you might just learn something by checking that out. It's about a 3-minute read, and it makes it pretty clear. I've been doing this for over 3 years. I'm pretty sure if it was illegal, they would have caught me by now. I mean, I'm literally live on the internet doing this consistently for years. Pretty sure a cop would have seen me and arrested me. But it's actually the Secret Service who governs that. Yeah, TikTok lawyers come through. Nah, man, I'm good. No worries there. What I'm doing here is I'm sanding the cut edge. If there's any like fractures or splits or scratches on this, when we start stretching it, they will expand. Yeah, you can order coin rings from me by tapping the link on my profile right here, or the gold chain by the chat. I'm not sure which side it's on, but you should see it. And a bunch of stuff is 50% off all October long. So if you see something you like, you don't have the money for it right away, you've got a little time to save up. Or if you need to get your ring size, you've got a little time to take advantage of that sale. But it does end in November. It's the best sale I'm going to have all year, and it's the most stuff that I've ever put on sale. So now's a good time to get you something cool. Go check that out, y'all. And if you haven't yet, hit that follow button. We got a couple people hitting the follow. Thank you, Victoria and John and Robbie. Needs to go back to law school. Well, like I said, there's a blog post on my website, coinringmaker.com. Go check it out. It's written by a lawyer. It dives into all the technicalities of making jewelry out of coins. And she told me it was legal, so I'm going to go with that. You have a video shining a gold dollar. Can you share your cleaning mix, and does it devalue? Cleaning any coins immediately ruins the numismatic value of it. So I don't recommend cleaning coins you plan on reselling for collector reasons. It's just a bad idea. Collectors want the age and history and handling of that coin to stay on there. So don't clean your coins if you want to resell them. If you want to keep a coin that's old and is dirty and you want to clean it, right now, this is my favorite polish. This is called Mother's, and basically all you'd have to do is cover the coin in this, let it sit for about 4 minutes, and then rub it off with a paper towel. And that thing will be super clean. You can get this at Walmart. It's relatively cheap, and it works really well. It saves a bunch of elbow grease. Usually when cleaning coins or coin rings, you have to use a lot of elbow grease. I do everything by hand. And this saves me a lot of energy and a lot of time. It's a very good polish. I mean, it works really, really well. It also removes fire scale, which is a problem I had for a long time. So if this ring needed to be any bigger, I would have to heat it up to soften the metal when I stretch it. Yeah, I said don't clean coins if you want to keep the collector's value. But if it's a coin that, you know, you're going to keep for yourself, you don't plan on selling, you can totally polish it up, you know? Yeah, if I needed to anneal this, it would get fire scale on it. And that's really hard to remove. That mother's polish works really well at removing fire scale. The solution I used back then, I would have to check. I don't know. I make a bunch of videos, and I've used a bunch of different stuff to try and polish coins. But this is the stuff I use now. It works the best. It's the least amount of hassle. And honestly, it does all the work for you. Like I said, just coat your coin and leave it alone for a couple minutes, and then come back and rub it clean with a paper towel, and it's way shinier. It's kind of nuts. It's a very good polish. All right, so we're going to get back to work on this. The next step is going to be to stretch it out. So we're going to go over here to my ring stretcher right here. Let me get my camera set up. Thank you guys again for watching. Make sure to tap the screen rolls for 10,000 likes. Thank you very much. Yeah, I tried this stuff called pink stuff, and it worked okay, but it took a lot of, like I said, elbow grease. It took a lot of, like, physically trying to clean the entire surface of the coin with a toothbrush, and it just wasn't for me. This mother's polish is so much easier. So here we're just stretching the ring out. Now this one's going to be a size 8, so I'm going to go ahead and stretch it at least to a size 9, and then we'll fix the shape of it. Thank you for the rose. You can purchase through the website link on my profile or the gold chain at the bottom of the screen. Going through the website is probably easiest. You can go to coinringmaker.com and click on the store, or if you want to go directly to the store, you can go to buycoinrings.com. And if you tap the sale button at the top of the page there, a ton of stuff is 50% off. It's an October clearance sale. So y'all check that out. Get you something cool. All right. So here is our ring so far. It's looking pretty good. It's a really nice symmetrical design. It makes a very good ring. But if you can see, the top of it is a little bit wider than the bottom. It's still kind of got a cone shape to it. So that's one reason I stretch it one size over and then reduce it down to the target size, because we get to reshape it and size it at the same time. So we're going to use this reduction die to do that. Put a little pressure on top of it. Aha! I knew I had these somewhere. Here's my deburring replacement blades for y'all who are talking about that. This one is a Walking Liberty silver dollar. So, check again. Looking much more even. Check our ring size, see how close we got. We still got a little bit of reduction to do to get to that size 8. There we go. Even up the other side. Thank you for the roses. Again, if anybody has any questions, feel free to put them in the chat. If you haven't followed me yet, if you'd like to see more of my content, give me a follow. I gotta stretch out just a little bit. There we go, right at size 8. That's perfect. So there we go. From a quarter to a ring. And this will be polished up a little bit before I send it out. But, yeah, looks pretty good. Let's do the next one. Thank you very much. This one's going to be a Mississippi quarter. And for these state quarters, I've got all 50 states in copper clad, which is what these are, and 90% silver. And both of those are 50% off all October. So if you'd like to get yourself one, but you don't like wearing copper jewelry, I do have 90% silver. That's what this is. And that will keep your finger from turning green. And they're 50% off. So, pretty good deal. We're just going to punch a hole in this sucker. Let's go. Y'all make sure to tap the screen. We got 10,400 likes on this so far. Let's go. Our nice Mississippi flower center punch. And again, y'all can shop through the website link on my profile or the gold chain at the bottom of the screen. We got 6 shares on this live. That's sweet. Thank you guys for sharing. And there's our quarter. I didn't show you last time, but you see how rough that inside is? That's why we clean it up. It gets pretty sharp too. So we get our deburring tool and just cut away at the inside of this. And while I do this, y'all tap the screen, please. This is the slow boring part. We'll get through it together. A felony. No, I'm afraid it's not. Have you ever seen a penny smashing machine before, bro? You ever been to Disney World, maybe Six Flags, SeaWorld? Even museums have them. Put 50 cents in, put a penny in. Spin the handle yourself and smash a penny. Yeah, I keep all my shavings. The center punches, I actually make a couple things into these. So you can get the center punch as is. You can add that onto your ring order. You can get this as a keychain, as a necklace, or as a pin. You could wear on your shirt, your hat, your tie, stuff like that. You ever get a metal silver? I work on a bunch of different types of silver. I work on 90% silver and fine silver. Quite a few different designs. You can see those on the website or by tapping this gold chain down here. Doing good. Doing good. You can see my prices by going to the link on my website or the gold chain down here. A bunch of my stuff is 50% off for October, so now's a good time to get stuff. Where can we buy those tools to make rings? I have on my website, coinringmaker.com, there's a recommended tool list. It's more of a job. Can I do any California? As far as California and other state quarters, they only made them 1 year each. They made 5 for each year, so you can't really pick the year and the state. Yeah, it's a deburring tool. I have done wedding ring sets. Right now, I only have one kind of specific ring set on the website, and that's 2 rings made out of a single American eagle. But you can like mix and match rings. You can just, like, if he wants a $50 and you want a quarter, that looks pretty good together. But it's more free, so you can just each person can kind of pick the ring that they would like, and then you can get a matching set of coin rings that way. Sorry if I'm missing some comments. I do kind of have to focus on this so I don't split my finger open. So if I missed your comment, I'm sorry. I'll try and go back and catch up. 12,000 likes. With the shavings, I just kind of keep them in a bag for now. Do I hold plate rings? I don't plate my rings in anything. So copper quarter coin rings like this are usually $20. Right now they're half off. And the 90% silver ones are usually $100, but they are also half off right now, along with many other things. Go to the website, check it out, shop around. Lots of cool stuff. No, it's under fine silver. So it's coin rings and then fine silver. And then it's going to be the American Eagle, I think it's called Couples ring set. I guess it wouldn't be a bad idea to have like a wedding band category for wedding band sets. That might be something I do in the future. But that American Eagle set is half off too. I remember I marked that down as well. What's going on? Hey, guess what? I'm working on your coin ring, Mr. Van. I would say I'm a jeweler. Sure. I make jewelry. But it's mostly out of coins. Hey-o. We sold a turtle. Fantastic. If you're in here and you place that order, let me know. Congratulations. It's only illegal to fraudulently alter currency. So that would be like taking a penny and making it look like a dime and trying to spend it. Like trying to increase the face value or collector's value. A turtle? Yeah. It's a fine silver round. Let's see if I can pull it out and show you. There it is. It's a really pretty round too. Look at this. I've had these for a while and I haven't sold any. I just sold one, so I'm pretty stoked about that. We'll get to work on that after we finish this one right here. So as far as gold plating, I've done some experimenting with it. So I got myself kind of a cheap gold plating kit, and this is the last experiment I ran. I wore this for about a week and a half after plating it, and there's still some gold, but most of it rubbed off. What's really interesting is the inside. The inside of the ring is still basically completely golden, but it did not keep very well on the outside, mostly just above these letters here and these stars. I still think it looks kind of cool, but it looked way, way better when it was originally plated, but it did not stay very long. So I'm going to have to either get a more hardcore plating kit or just put that on hold for now. I can make size 16. I've made up to size 18 before, but I can't do it in quarters. Quarters, the max size is 13, so it'd have to be at least like a $50 or a half-ounce silver round and up. So I could definitely do like a Morgan dollar, piece dollar, 1 ounce silver round. Like I could get this up to a 16 for sure. Do you want to make sure you do not use any quarters with the W mint mark on it? Absolutely. Yeah, I keep all my W's put up. I check all my coins 3 times before I work on them. The old triple check. All right. So here is our Mississippi quarter. If you gold plate the coin first, then make the ring, it would definitely flake off, especially with silver. You can see my prices by tapping this right here and going to the website link on my profile or the gold chain down here. You can also take a screenshot of that. That's my website, coinringmaker.com, and you can find the store there. My coin rings usually range from $20 up to about $300, depending on the coin I use and what type of metal it's made out of. But a bunch of stuff is 50% off all October long. So now is a very good time to get yourself a coin ring and save a bundle. Get you something cool. I can still feel a little bit of sharpness on this. I'm going to just clean that up before we start folding it. Make sure it's nice and smooth. Thank you guys for following. If anybody else has any questions, put it in the chat. It is not illegal. It's very similar to penny smashing machines you might find at Six Flags, SeaWorld, places like that, museums. If you get a ring with the front on the outside, it's going to show the year. For state quarters, yes. For Washington quarters, no. So it depends on the design and the year it's made. This is a deburring tool. So for like normal Washington quarters, older ones, like this one, the year is going to be on the head side, as well as newer quarters like this one, 2022. The year is on the head side, but with the state quarters, the year is on the bottom of the tail side. So there's no year on the head side. No, it's not illegal. And I'm about to do a Susan B. Anthony. These are 50% off right now. I've got 1980 and 1979 for those. I didn't know you could get that much money for raking rings out of coins. You give them away? Huh? Oh, nice. Susan B. Anthony is yours. That's very cool. Yeah, we'll be working on that one next for sure. I definitely gave away the first few of these I made. But over time, people started asking how much, and ended up building a whole business around it. It's pretty cool. I really enjoy working on them and get to share it with thousands of people a day without anybody breathing over my shoulder. It's pretty great. let's see here. Polaris Rider. If you'd like to visit my website, coinringmaker.com, at the very top, there's a button that says, "Is it illegal to make jewelry out of coins?" Go ahead and give that a tap. It's about a 3-minute read, and takes a deep dive into the laws around making coins into jewelry. Yeah, you can get the year showing. I'll do it heads out. I don't have any pesos on hand, TrueStar. But if you go to my profile, tap this button up here, or maybe it's on this side. I don't know. The one with my logo, there's a button on there that says get a quote. Just tell me the ring size you need, the specific coin you'd want me to work on, and we can start working that out for you. I can track a peso down. Yeah, I can do 1978, but they're all going to be copper. In the 70s and 80s, it's really tricky to get silver coins. Yeah, no problem. It's fun making them. I had fun doing it, but I didn't have any professional equipment like you do. I mean, I started with super basic caveman tools and just reinvested the sales, the money I made from making coin rings, into tools, and I've easily spent several $1,000s on tools since then. But it's all come from making rings, which is pretty cool. So the most of my money I've ever spent on this directly was just that initial maybe $150 into tools. And then I was able to pay myself back for that and then just reinvest earnings, which has been really nice. I don't think I've ever heard of someone going to jail for wearing a coin ring. No. How much is that press? When I got this, I think it was about $55 at Harbor Freight. This ring stretcher is closer to 100. I think they're like 120 now. But it's not really a fancy ring stretcher. It's like an Indian or Chinese brand ring stretcher. There are much fancier ring stretchers out there that can get up to like $600, something like that. One thing I definitely realized is specialty jewelry tools are not cheap, but they're also very effective. So if you're gonna use it, it doesn't hurt to spend a little money. But if you're just doing it as a hobby, you're not gonna be using that tool every day, there's not a whole lot of good reason to go spend that much money on it. Do they all sizing parts come in a kit? No, there's no real coin ring maker kit out there with all the tools. You kind of have to assemble that yourself. I do have a recommended tool list on my website, coinringmaker.com, and that has like links on where to get specific tools. It's easier to track them down, but there's not like a starter coin ring tool set with everything you'll need in it that I've seen. What would you say your setup is right now? I mean, it's basically this work table with a bunch of cluttered tools all over it. And this is a selfie stick on a podcast mic stand, which I use to hold my camera. It's pretty handy. But most of the work I do is on this 1-ton arbor press and this ring stretcher. I do have some specialty dies that I use to reduce the coin rings, but that's basically these two right here are the main tools. See how close we are. Still not quite a size 8, so I gotta keep making this smaller. do a little bit of each side so the ring stays nice and even. The tools, like how much money you got there. Like I said, Arbor press was about, I don't know, 45, maybe 55 bucks. This thing right now is 120. This thing is pretty expensive. This is a auto centering punch. This is about $450. But before I got that, I used a smaller punch that was like 40 bucks, and it works pretty well, but just for quarters. So it really depends on what you'd like to work on. I've easily spent, you know, $2,000 on tools, but they're scattered all over the place. There we go, right at the size 8, perfection. You made most of your tools. I made a few of mine. Like when I first started, I used a Harbor Freight punch and die kit. Let me pull that up right here. This thing, so it looks like, and that's what I use to punch the center out. But it's really tricky to get the coin perfectly centered in this. So I made this. This is a guide that you can put a quarter into. Like this. And it's very snug. And then on the back it's got a 1/2-inch hole. So you just give a punch like this. 1/2-inch punch, line that up, and that gets you a pretty good center punch on a quarter. Since then, I've gotten a little bit better tool. Like I said, this Jason's Work auto punch, so that's what I use most of the time. But I've definitely made some of my own tools along the way. And now I sell these on Etsy, and they're pretty popular because they're definitely a lot cheaper than the Jason's Works. Yeah, and I've helped quite a few people get started in this. So if anybody is like trying to make coin rings and struggling or wants to get, it's definitely pretty enjoyable. All right, now we're gonna do the Susan B. Anthony. Start by punching a hole right in the middle of it. This is a pretty cool coin to make a ring out of. I really like how these come out. Right on, man. Well, if you have any questions along the way, you run into any trouble, hit me up. I'll help you out. Just go leave a comment on a video. Be like, dude, how do you do this? I'll show you. I have no worries about competition. I like when people get into it, so I'm happy to help you along the way. All right, man. Have a good day at work. How do I know that's centered? So this tool auto centers. That's why it's so great. It's a specialty coin ring making tool made by a coin ring maker. So he knew what we needed. How it works is when you tighten it down, it's kind of cone shaped right here. It automatically moves the coin, no matter how big it is, right to the middle. It's genius. Right on, man. We'll see you next time. Yeah, it's a great tool. It's definitely not very cheap. I think this thing's going for $450, maybe $500. But I use it every day, all the time. So it was well worth the investment for me. Yeah, it's incredible. And you can do different punch sizes with it too. From a 1/4-inch punch up to a 3/4-inch punch. It's really, really good. Yep. There's our Susan B. Anthony. Now we'll clean up that inside edge there. And I mean, it works so well. Like, look how good that's centered. I've never found another tool that works that good. And it's so easy to use. Definitely worthwhile for me. That's what I do with the scraps. For now, I just kind of keep them separate. So these are all my copper clad. And I just kind of keep them in little tubs. Eventually, I'll melt them down. Now's a good time to get one. A ton of stuff is 50% off at coinringmaker.com. Link is in my profile. If y'all want to get you something or just shop around, you can also tap the gold chain at the bottom of the screen by the chat if you just want to see what my work looks like. I make about 50 different types of coin rings, so there's something for everybody. Why no drill? I do everything by hand. It's just a personal choice. I prefer to have that kind of connection with my work. Now, it's very similar to penny smashing machines you might find at Six Flags, museums, SeaWorld. As long as you don't fraudulently alter currency, you're not breaking the law. It's counterfeiting and fraudulent activity that they have a problem with, not people making jewelry. Looking nice and smooth. Yeah, no problem. I'll go over here and give it a fold. Another problem with using like machinery is if I was to try and use, I don't know, like a drill bit to clean out the inside of this, if that drill bit skipped at all or moved at all or just touched the coin, you'd ruin it. You'd have a big old scratch. So I really try to use tools that aren't going to mess up the end result, so we have as much original coin detail on the ring itself. That's one reason I don't use sandpaper for anything. And keep it nice and pretty. Oops. Just backhand my camera real quick. Sorry, guys. This is a funky sized coin, right? This is a Susan B. Anthony, so it's a little bigger than a quarter, a little smaller than a $50. So I'm trying to find the right size folding die for it. That looks like it should be pretty good. Is this what I do for a living or a hobby? It's somewhere in between. So I still have my day job, which is my night job, and this kind of supplements my income. It's a real business. Like, I pay taxes and everything. It's all registered. So I guess you could say I have two jobs. Go to the website. It has all the information you need. That's true. Right at the top. I like to think of it as a meditative practice that makes me money. We got 12,400 likes. Y'all tap the screen if you're enjoying the live. If you haven't checked out the website yet, we've got a clearance sale, 50% off tons of coin rings all October long. You can find that website by tapping the link in my profile or the gold chain at the bottom of the screen. I don't know, somebody every 15 minutes or so will say it's illegal. There's always one. We want to make sure that cut edge is nice and smooth. That looks pretty good to me. And we're going to go ahead and start stretching this out on the ring stretcher. Ring stretcher. Try and get it in frame here for you. Very nice. That's true. They make a whole bunch of coins. Every year. Be pumping them coins out. In the millions. Doesn't seem like it wants to go much forward. Yeah, we got some new viewers in here, for sure. So we need this to go up to a size 11. Right now, it's just below a size 11. Stretch it a little bit more. I'm going to show you something, okay? After years of doing this, I've developed a very keen eye of when trouble starts. We'll get real close here. This is what trouble looks like in the beginning, right here. Right at the beginning of the neck. Can you see that little imperfection right there? Right there? That's where a split's going to start, if a split starts. And that's just because the metal's a little thinner in that area because her neck is all thick, or the top of her head, I suppose. But yeah, it's usually George Washington's neck where that is an issue. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sand this a little bit more, clean that up, and then we're going to anneal it to soften the metal to make sure it doesn't split. It hasn't split yet, but if it was going to, that's where it would happen. When I was a kid, I remember my aunt making rings from quarters using a spoon. Oh yeah, that thing, oof. That is a long method. This is a little quicker. And you end up with all these nice details. But yeah, that's definitely one way to make a ring out of a coin. Whack it with a spoon for forever. And what I used to do is I'd punch a hole in the coin and then I'd put them on something like this. This is called a mandrel. And I'd take a hammer and just hit it and form it and shape it until it became a ring. And that worked, but it was really difficult to get the exact size that I wanted. So all these tools I have around here definitely make things a lot easier. Give me a lot more options as far as what I can work on and the ring sizes I can make. 14,000 likes, let's go! For anybody who's just joined in, I'm Coin Ring Maker. I make coins into rings. I'm currently working on a Susan B. Anthony dollar. And check out the October sale. All October long, tons of stuff at coinringmaker.com. 50% off. You can find that by tapping the link on my profile or the gold chain at the bottom of the screen. If anybody has any questions, feel free to ask. And it looks like we got quite a few followers. Thank you very much for following. Thank you for tapping the screen, and thanks for watching. It wouldn't be the same without you, so thanks for being here. I try and set them straight. I'm taking a look. Looks like the split is flattened out a little bit, but I can still see it on the front right there. So we're definitely going to want to anneal this. I mean, he handles it a little differently than I do. He goes a little aggro. I just send him to my blog and talk about penny smashers. Try not to be mean. But I'm not gonna lie, when the 1,000th person has told you what you're doing is illegal, it gets under your skin a little bit sometimes. What's the worst is when I do a full long breath, like 5 to 15 minute explanation, and everybody in the live gets it and they're like, okay, yeah, thank you. And then somebody pops in and says, that's illegal. It's like, bro, we just went over this. Where were you? Found a 92 quarter that belonged to my pa. My sis was born in 92 and died that year. Do you accept mailed-in coins? I'd love to have it made. Yes, I can totally do that. If you go to my TikTok profile, there's a button on there that says get a quote. Just tell me a little bit about what you'd like me to do and the size of the ring you need, and I can get a quote for you. Not a problem. I'd be happy to. All right, we got that nice and softened up. We're going to stretch it out, hopefully to a size 12. Fingers crossed it doesn't split. I need to reattach these to my desk. When I do this, it shakes my whole work table. It's not the best. Size 11. Do I deliver to Germany? Yes. I can ship worldwide. There we go, just past a size 12. Nice. Size 15 is snug, but slides off. How much larger is a size 15 and a half? It's like a millimeter difference. It's really hard to tell because it's like round. A little bit bigger. You could add a note on your order that you'd like maybe a size 15 and a quarter. I've definitely thought about adding quarter sizes. It would just take a minute to do that to every ring, so I haven't done it yet. But I could do quarter sizes. I just haven't added them as a specific option on the website. Can you make rings that would be adjustable? No. These are pretty set in their size once they're made. Getting a nice shape on it now. If it was illegal to do, people really think you live stream it? Yeah, they totally do. 15 and a quarter would work. Nice. And we got that right at size 11. That's perfect. Were rings invented for money? I don't know. I think money was made to be rung. Rings have been around a long time. That's all I can tell you. So, since we got fire scale all over this thing, we're going to clean it up now. I like to start with a little bit of steel wool. This is super fine steel wool, so it's not going to leave any scratches on it. We're just going to get the top easy to remove layer off of here with this. Then we'll use some mother's polish to clean it up. Got 15,200 likes. And October sale, 50% off a ton of stuff at coinringmaker.com. Click the link in my profile or the gold chain at the bottom of the screen. Get you something cool. Save some money. That's already looking a lot better. Inside's still all dark though, so we'll clean that up. And if anybody has any questions, feel free to put them in the chat. Thanks for watching. If you haven't yet, give me a follow. Lazy Boy did. Thanks for the follow, Lazy Boy. How do you ask ladies' size without giving the surprise away? Does she have any other rings? So if she has another ring she wears, you can find out the size of that one. If she doesn't wear rings, it's a little trickier. One of these on her finger until one looks. Will wash off. I've never gotten any splinters from it. There's a good amount of steel right there, but it washes off really easy. What I do for my wife, I don't know if this will work for everybody, but when I'm making a ring that's for her, I size it to my pinky, and if it fits on my pinky, it will fit on her ring finger. I saw it on the internet, I tried it, and it worked. May not work for you, but that's what I do. Yeah, I found a couple W's. I've also found, the best coin I found has been a District of Columbia die error. It's a double die error where the piano keys are like doubled. It's like a $500 quarter, and I just found it in circulation. I've also found a little bit of silver, some silver quarters. But you basically have to pick through rolls of quarters to get anything good. That's what I did. All right. I'm going to finish cleaning this up a little later today. Thank you guys for watching. I'm going to hop off of here.